seem to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and the cares that hang around throughout the week seem to vanish like a gambler's lucky streak when we're out together dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to climb a mountain and to reach the highest peak, but it doesn't thrill me half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, I love to go out fishing in a river or a creek, but I don't enjoy it half as much as dancing cheek to cheek. Oh, dance with me, I want my arm about you. The charm about you will carry me through to heaven. I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak, and I mean to find the happiness I seek when we're out together dancing, out together dancing, out together dancing cheek to cheek. About a week ago I was playing this chord arrangement, C, C sharp diminished, and G7. And while I was just goofing around with that, this song popped into my head. And of course this became the chord progression that this whole song is based around. And after I was working on it at work for about 20 minutes, and then coming home and working on it for about an hour and a half or so, putting the sheet together and then tweaking it a little bit after that, I wanted to see what else there might be out there. So I Googled it and found, of course, Dr. Uke has a version of his, and his is in the key of A. And if you're interested, I would recommend going over there and looking at his version. He has a great website and great songs, and like I say, his is in the key of A. Now, I started out doing this in a 4-string covered version. You can play it in the basic chord shape, so don't get discouraged by my playing. You can play this just fine in the basic chord shape. So when you get the sheet, just remember that. But the great thing about playing with all 4 strings covered is I can move that up and down anywhere I want to. And you may have noticed that it may have been just a tad high for my vocal range. And so let's say if we move that down now, we're going to do the same shape, same amount of spaces when I move my hands around, only we're going to be down at the 2nd fret instead of the 3rd. So instead of a C, this is a B. So we're going to go. Heaven, I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. And so you can see, by changing the key for me, I can put it to where it's comfortable for me. Now if I wanted to, I could move this up to the 5th fret and sing it in the key of D. Heaven, I'm in heaven. So as you progress, and this is a stretch to get to this stage, but once you get to this stage, it's phenomenally fun to be able to do this. So I would encourage you to do that. Go to Dr. Uke's site and check out his version in the key of A, and just have a great time with the song. One thing I'd also like to address is you probably have a lot of questions about upper position chords and where do you find help to know where they are located on the fretboard. And I don't promote products, but one book that I think is excellent is this book right here. You can also find what it's called on my website because it's a recommended item that I recommend people to get. It's called Treasury of Ukulele Chords by Royce Akuma. That's what the cover looks like. It's readily available on Amazon. I believe it's still there, and Flea Market Music, and perhaps a bunch of other places. It gives you, positions that you will never need to know. And once you get going, you may discover on your own. But this is a very, very good book. Treasury of Ukulele Chords by Royce Akuma. I'd recommend you to have that in your library. Also, one other, to me, is probably my favorite chord finder on the internet is if you look up www.ukulele, that's ukulele.nl, you will find their chord finder. And their chord finder is, like I say, I think it's one of the best. On the side, you'll want to choose which key your ukulele's in. So if you tune in the key of C, which is what you probably do, you'll want to check that. But if you're a baritone player, you can check baritone. And so there's alternate tunings there you can check. And the nice thing about it is, perhaps you're playing a chord and you have no idea what it is, and you know where your fingers are, but you can't figure it out. You don't have the theory. I don't know the theory. I don't know what to call this. You can actually place the dots where your fingers are, and the program has an algorithm set up to give you the name for that chord, if there is a name, if it's not just some chord tone that's strung together and sounds cool. But that's what's really cool. And if you once you select a key, for instance, if you chose C major, and you push on that button more than once, it will go up the fretboard and show you where that is located, you know, on all the different positions on the fretboard. So check that out. It's ukulele, ukulele.nl. And if you can't, help them out with a PayPal contribution. It's a great website, great tool to have.